Hey traders and investors, it's Serge Berger here. Before I get into today's topic on the Nasdaq, I want to just quickly send out an invitation to any of you that might be in New York City Saturday afternoon, June 21st. We're gonna host a New York City active trader and investor meetup where I will be talking about how to navigate the current market environment, and I will also offer opportunity to network, and may also have a guest speaker as well that I know very well and is a close associate to me in my business. So if you are available, please shoot me an email. It's at serge@thesteadytrader.com. Would love to have you join the party. So yesterday we took a look at the Russell 2000, which was really looking quite indecisive in the near term, and I talked about how it's just not the kind of opportunity to really short the lows or really buy the highs. Today we're going to look at the Nasdaq. It subsequently got a lot of questions on the Nasdaq then yesterday after doing that piece on the Russell. So, and the Nasdaq really, it's a fairly similar picture actually. This is the Nasdaq 100, by the way, the QQQs. I think I'm just gonna look at that because a lot of people trade that in terms of volume. So, through a purely trend following perspective, this index is right back in play to potentially make a higher high. If you look at it a little bit closer, however, the problem is that you have a potential so-called head and shoulders pattern that is forming, and that's not dissimilar to some of the other things we're seeing. So you have sort of a neckline here. This is a purely technical point of view, right? It's not the only thing to consider, particularly in head and shoulders patterns. They have a pretty decent likelihood of not working out. But you can see a left shoulder, a head up here, and then a right shoulder that's still sort of developing, and it's sort of too early to tell whether that's going to be a make or break. So which is really pretty much brings me right back. The QQQs right now are going to be a pretty good barometer for the broader stock market. So right now it's sort of in no man's land. But it's giving us some initially bullish signs. And if we kind of squint and zoom in a little bit closer, you'll see that we're having a marginal breakout actually right now, and over the past few days had some pretty positive over the past few weeks, actually, some pretty positive rejection of the lows, very powerful rejections of the lows, actually, with these long tails and bullish candles. That's really what I like to look for a lot of times within a pattern, right? In this case, it's the right shoulder or this bounce. How bullish is it? If it's not very bullish, then there's an increased likelihood of the pattern of the resolve to the downside. In this case, you have a lot of moves to the upside that come on very strong bullish reversals. So this leads me to believe that right now the odds favor the Nasdaq 100 actually being able to hold back above this 8850 area and moving, or 80, yeah, something like that, and moving back into the low 90s over the coming weeks or so. It doesn't have to happen in a straight line, of course, but that's what I'm seeing play out here. So from my point of view, this is not about blindly shorting into a rally in the Qs. It's about understanding the mechanism that the trend remains in place to the upside, even though it has certainly been choppy over the past few weeks. But one last push higher is not out of the question, particularly if you look at the construct of this recent rally. So on a break about 88.50 or so, personally, this is something I would be looking to get long. Anything below that, not much interest, because then it's just not confirmed. Hope this makes sense. And again, if you are interested in our New York Trader meetup on June 21st, please hit me up an email at serge@thesteadytrader.com. Hope this makes sense. As always, if you've got any questions, you can hit me up on Twitter as well. My Twitter handle is SteadyTrader. Take care.